Howdy folks, Grebner here, Grebner Outdoors. Now, I'm a believer in knowing how to sew and how to repair things with a needle and thread. My choice of thread is spider wire. And we're going to be repairing my M65 Marpat Digital field jacket. Now I have a rip here in the pocket, so we're going to get a needle, which you can't see from this far away. We're going to get my thread, and because we're going to do things like sewing right now, we're going to do something manly, so it's also going to involve some smokeless tobacco. Who's ready for some sewing? So the first step is measuring out about how much thread you'll think you'll need. Literally, it is time to thread the needle. No, son of a bitch, I missed. There we go. Needle threaded. Now, I prefer to double up my thread here, and it works even better with spider wire like I use, because when you double up your thread, it increases the tensile strength because it distributes the force. So we've got our needle and thread here, and here you can see the rip. So I'm just going to fold that under. And find where I need to start at here. And I'm just going to put it through the fabric. So there we go, it's through one time. Now what I do is I run my needle back through my thread here, so that it locks itself off. Then I'll put in another stitch. Then I'll run my needle underneath of the thread here so that it locks itself off again. And then I'll loop it around like that. And so this is a technique that I use to make a very strong seam. See, we're using fishing line, and this sewing method involves smokeless tobacco. It's manly sewing. Speaking of manly, I've got a bit of a rant. And that is, you Spyderco guys. I mean, I'm alright with the women of the tactical community being all about Spydercos. But I mean, I don't know if Spyderco is a really manly knife. I mean, I just don't know. The Spyderco Delica. Do I really want to buy something as a man that sounds like a Latin translation of delicate? You guys that own ladybugs, come on. Get a fucking manly knife. Get a damn manly knife, for Christ's sake. Not a Delica, or an Endura, or a fucking bug, a ladybug, a cricket. Now you women out there, that's okay, because you like your pretty finishes, and you like cute things. But you dudes out there, what's your excuse? So yeah, that was just my little Spyderco rant. Would you like a Shirley Temple with your fucking Delica knife? And so you see the seam that I've made here. It is a very strong seam. So now time to cut some more thread. So now I'm going to start over on my seam here. And run it through the fabric. Pull it out to the end. Loop it through my knot. Run it through the lips of the fabric again. Loop it over. Pull it through. Now I can't remember if I mentioned this. I learned how to sew a long time ago because my mom hated my Iron Maiden t-shirts and she would not repair them. And so I wanted to keep wearing them, so I had to learn how to sew when I ripped them up. As far as using fishing line to repair, I kind of feel that it's probably the best field thread that you can have because it's got a very high tensile strength as far as thread itself is concerned. But my choice of thread, it is fishing line. Preferably braided fishing line, because I find that monofilament doesn't knot very easy and it tends to stretch. Just about done. Looks pretty good to me, so now it's time for the final stitches. Run that needle back through, run it through the loop, run it through the loop, and run it through the loop again. Pull it down just like a fish hook on fishing line. Now to make my knot here, I'm going to take my fingers like this, take the needle, run it through, pull it through like this, put my finger on the knot so that it's good and secure. And so I'm slowly building this knot up. Here you see my seam. Here's the other seam. And it's very secure. So, hope you got something out of the video. Sewing is a very important skill for a man to know. As always, God bless all my Ted needs your blood brothers, the sportsmen of America. Join the NRA to protect our rights. Please check out my friends over at legallyconcealed.org. Thank you very much to those of you involved in law enforcement and those of you serving in the military. And thanks for watching Texas Grebner Outdoors.